Brahmacharini is the second form of Navdurga, worshipped on the second day of Navaratri. Her name is derived from the words Brahma, meaning supreme consciousness, and Charini, meaning one who follows the path of discipline. Brahmacharini represents austerity, penance, and devotion, and she is a symbol of dedication and perseverance on the spiritual path. Her story is closely connected with her past life as Sati, the first consort of Lord Shiva, and her rebirth as Parvati, where she underwent severe penance to reunite with him. She embodies the highest form of devotion and self-discipline, which ultimately leads to spiritual enlightenment. Brahmacharini's story. In her previous life, Brahmacharini was Sati, the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. She was married to Lord Shiva, but after being humiliated by her father, who disapproved of her marriage, Sati immolated herself in a yajna or sacrificial fire. This story is detailed in the Shiva Purana and the Devi Bhagavata Purana. Her death caused immense grief to Shiva, who withdrew from the world, sinking into deep meditation. Sati was reborn as Parvati, the daughter of King Himavan, the lord of the mountains, and his wife, Queen Menavati. Parvati was destined to marry Lord Shiva once again. However, Lord Shiva had become a recluse after Sati's death and was immersed in deep meditation. To win his heart and awaken him from his intense meditation, Parvati decided to undertake an extraordinary journey of penance and austerities. In this incarnation, Parvati adopted the life of an ascetic and embraced the path of brahmacharya, celibacy, discipline, and austerity to demonstrate her devotion to Shiva. Her penance was so intense that she consumed only fruits and later even abstained from food entirely, subsisting only on air while meditating. Her unwavering commitment and self-discipline earned her the name Brahmacharini, meaning one who practices brahmacharya. This form of Parvati is revered as the embodiment of extreme devotion, patience, and penance. Her penance lasted thousands of years, during which time she faced numerous challenges, but her faith in reuniting with Lord Shiva never wavered. Impressed by her devotion and steadfastness, Lord Shiva finally accepted Parvati as his consort. Through her penance, Brahmacharini not only reunited with Shiva, but also symbolized the ideal of unwavering dedication and devotion toward achieving one's goals, both spiritual and worldly. Brahmacharini is depicted as a serene and calm goddess who walks barefoot, holding a rosary or japa mala in one hand and a kamandalu or water pot in the other. Her simple appearance represents her ascetic life and her devotion to spiritual discipline. Despite her severe penance, her face radiates divine grace and purity, symbolizing inner strength and spiritual power. The rosary symbolizes devotion and the focus required to stay on the path of spirituality, while the kamandalu represents control over emotions and the purification of one's thoughts and actions. The story of Brahmacharini is mentioned in the Shiva Purana, where her penance to win Shiva's love is described in great detail. The Devi Bhagavata Purana also speaks of her extreme devotion and austerity, emphasizing her role in bringing Shiva back to the world after his deep withdrawal. In the Skanda Purana, the union of Shiva and Parvati is celebrated, and Brahmacharini's story is portrayed as an ideal of devotion and perseverance. On the second day of Navaratri, devotees worship Brahmacharini to cultivate qualities of devotion, self-discipline, and patience. She is invoked for strength during difficult times, as her story inspires followers to endure hardships with faith and perseverance. Her penance exemplifies how spiritual dedication can overcome even the most challenging circumstances. Her mantra, which is recited during her worship, is Dhana Karpadmabhya Makshmala Kamandalu. Devi Prasidatu Mai Brahmacharinyanuttama. Translation: I meditate upon Goddess Brahmacharini, who holds a rosary and a kamandalu in her hands. May the Supreme Goddess bestow her grace upon me. Brahmacharini's appearance is simple, barefoot, holding a rosary and a kamandalu. She represents penance, devotion, self-control, and perseverance. Brahmacharini is associated with the Swadhisthana chakra or sacral chakra, which governs creativity, emotional balance, and the flow of life energy. Although Brahmacharini is generally depicted walking barefoot, her later form is often shown riding a lion, symbolizing strength and courage. Her worship during Navaratri is a reminder to live with simplicity, focus, and the dedication to one's goals. Just as Brahmacharini endured rigorous penance for Lord Shiva, her followers are encouraged to persevere in their spiritual practices and daily lives, no matter how challenging the journey may be. Brahmacharini, the second form of Navdurga, is a representation of purity, devotion, and self-discipline. Her life of intense penance to reunite with Lord Shiva illustrates the power of faith and determination. As described in the Puranas, she stands as a model of perseverance and spiritual focus, guiding devotees to stay committed to their paths even through difficulties.